Convention on the Rights of the Child, adopted by General Assembly Resolution 4425 of November 20, 1989. Article 30. In those states where there are ethnic, religious or linguistic minorities or persons from among the indigenous population, a child belonging to such minorities or indigenous population cannot be denied the right, together with other members of his group, to enjoy his culture, to profess his religion and perform its rituals, as well as to use his native language. Article 31. 1. The participating states recognize the right of the child to rest and leisure, the right to participate in games and recreational activities appropriate to his age, and to freely participate in cultural life and engage in the arts. 2. States parties shall respect and promote the right of the child to participate fully in cultural and creative life and shall promote the provision of appropriate and equal opportunities for cultural and creative activities, leisure and recreation. Article 32. 1. The participating states recognize the right of the child to be protected from economic exploitation and from performing any work that may pose a danger to his health or serve as an obstacle to his education or harm his health and physical, mental, spiritual, moral and social development. 2. States parties shall take legislative, administrative and social measures as well as measures in the field of education in order to ensure the implementation of this article. To this end, guided by the relevant provisions of other international instruments, the participating states, in particular, a. Establish a minimum age or minimum ages for employment. B. Determine the necessary requirements for the length of the working day and working conditions. C. Provide for appropriate penalties or other sanctions to ensure the effective implementation of this article. Article 33. States parties shall take all necessary measures, including legislative, administrative, and social measures, as well as measures in the field of education, in order to protect children from the illicit use of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances as defined in relevant international treaties, and to prevent the use of children in the illegal production of such substances and trafficking in them. Article 34. States parties undertake to protect the child from all forms of sexual exploitation and sexual abuse. To this end, the participating states, in particular, shall take all necessary measures at the national, bilateral and multilateral levels to prevent a. Inducing or forcing a child to engage in any illegal sexual activity. B. The exploitation of children in prostitution or other illegal sexual practices. C. Use for the purpose of exploiting children in pornography and pornographic materials. Article 35. States parties shall take all necessary measures at the national, bilateral and multilateral levels to prevent the abduction of children, trafficking in children or their smuggling for any purpose and in any form. Article 36. States parties shall protect the child from all other forms of exploitation detrimental to any aspect of the child's well-being. Article 37. States parties shall ensure that a. No child has been subjected to torture or other cruel, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. Neither the death penalty nor life imprisonment, which does not provide for the possibility of release, are imposed for crimes committed by persons under the age of 18. B. No child has been unlawfully or arbitrarily deprived of his or her liberty. The arrest, detention or imprisonment of a child is carried out in accordance with the law and is used only as a last resort and for as short an appropriate period of time as possible. C. Every child deprived of liberty shall be treated humanly and with respect for the inherent dignity of his or her person, taking into account the needs of persons of his or her age. In particular, every child deprived of liberty must be separated from adults, unless it is considered that this should not be done in the best interests of the child, and have the right to keep in touch with his family by correspondence and visits, except in special circumstances. D. Every child deprived of his or her liberty has the right to immediate access to legal and other appropriate assistance, as well as the right to challenge the legality of the deprivation of his or her liberty before a court or other competent, independent and impartial body, and the right to an immediate decision by them regarding any such procedural action.